So peeps, another day, another cheeky little breakdown to take you round. So what is this one is, it's showing you that we've got a frequency fault on one of our conveyor belts. So you're initially thinking amperage, have you got a spike in voltage? It's the drive seeing all of this. And what we actually got is when we clamped it, nothing exceeding, voltage is balanced across phases. So what we're going to do is then now start looking from your base upwards, do all of your fault finding that you would, don't take anything for granted, and check all kind of information and info you can get your hands on. Now what we went on to next is actually checking the fault history of the drive, and we actually found out it was a safety fault. And like with anything, the ECH cows have safety sides and they have two channels, we each going through one contactor. And what we actually found out is the fault we were getting was a HBBF. Now that means we're losing one of the channels. So if you lose both channels, that means you've got a safety like an ESOP or a door open, that's HBB. And then look at this, got the old textbook out, and this will show us a cause and then a corrective. So what I've got here is a little mock-up. As always, I'll try and show what I mean by the fault finding. So what we've got is our cheeky schematics up the top, and that's just showing you your safety coming out from the drive. So I'm trying to show it as it is on the bench. We've got a faulty one on the left hand that I've taken out, and a brand spanking new contactor on the right. So now I'm using the power bank, which would be my A1 coming from my safety module PLC. Now what they did look like is it would just look like they were pulling in. As you can see now, what I did when I was fault finding, so I checked all the terminals were tight, which they were, and then I went resistance across the poles. And as you can see on the faulty one, I'm getting quite high resistance for what you should be looking for on a contactor. And then when I go onto the right, onto the good one, you'll see I'll get zero resistance. Nice flow across there, no inhibitor to the voltage. Now what you're going to have is, do your working out, if you've got low voltage across that, and that kind of ohms, it's going to drop out voltage, and it's going to make the drive think that it's lost a channel. Because with safeties, it's always looking for that safety drop out, so it's always looking for the loss of voltage. And another tool that I do get very excited about was always using, and it's really good as quick fault finding on a control panel, is a thermal imager camera. Because as you can see, what it actually turned out with this fault was, the reason why it wasn't pulling in, or we were getting high resistance, is we had a failing coil which wasn't pulling the terminals in quite, and that was leading to corrosion and burn on the terminals, giving us high resistance across them. So what it was actually pulling in, then it makes you look like first hand, so if you're just looking in that panel, that everything's fine, but we had a massive volt drop, and then that drives were thinking that we lost the safety. Now if that's helped someone, let's let you proved.